actress had been detained, but the FBI says that person has since been questioned and released. Tonight, the manhunt continues for Kirk's assassin. We have to warn you that some of the video in this report is disturbing.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
A single shot claimed the life of 31-year-old conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Thousands of students gathered at Utah Valley University to hear Kirk speak, since scrambling for safety after the bullet pierced his neck, causing him to collapse in front of the crowd. Kirk's security team seen rushing his lifeless body through the panicked crowd to a nearby SUV. A witness describes the horrifying scene.
I was 15 feet away, and you just hear the gunshot, and I'm sorry, you just see his neck just open up, and there's just so much blood that just came out. It was horrible.
Police say the shooter was likely on a campus roof, some 200 yards from where Kirk was speaking. This video shows what appears to be someone on a roof running away moments after the shooting.
I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination.
Utah Governor Spencer Cox says authorities are looking for more leads.
Yes, we are actively looking for anyone and everyone who has any possible information relating to the shooting.
President Trump, first to announce Kirk's death on his social media site, later posting this video.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate.
Kirk was on the first stop of his fall semester tour, organized by Turning Point USA, the organization he founded, which advocates for conservative politics on high school and college campuses. He was discussing gun violence at the very moment he was shot.
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
The shooter, now the focus of an FBI manhunt.
This was almost assuredly was a rifle from afar, from above. They're doing a shot reconstruction, which is they take the video and they put somebody basically on that stage and see where the shots could have come from. There's a lot more work to do in trying to find this person.
And here we see dozens of mourners gathered in the Utah Capitol Rotunda in Salt Lake City tonight, singing the Star-Spangled Banner, remembering the life of Charlie Kirk, who is survived by his wife and 2 young children. Meantime, authorities say they are investigating all leads, including any online threats against Charlie Kirk. Tonight, the FBI says it has full resources dedicated to the investigation. I'll have more at 11. Share Micah.
Thank you, John. Charlie Kirk was a force in Republican politics. He is credited with galvanizing and mobilizing the youth vote, understanding the pulse of the young conservative movement. He connected with young voters by holding speeches and debates at colleges around the country.
And that was what he was doing today when he was gunned down in front of hundreds of those students. KTLA's Carlos Salcedo joins us with more about Kirk, his impact and reaction to his senseless death. Carlos?
Shares, you know, not everyone agreed with his politics, but Charlie Kirk gained the respect of those he went head-to-head with, challenging his positions, including California's progressive governor. Tonight, many are reacting to this tragedy, condemning the violent attack.
I see the angst of people, as well as the challenges facing new parents.
He never held political office, but Charlie Kirk's influence and reach were widespread. The 31-year-old co-founded Turning Point USA at 18, giving a voice for young conservatives in high schools and college campuses. Kirk's Prove Me Wrong discussions helped establish him as a champion of free speech.
I was in disbelief, there's no way this could happen.
Cal State Fullerton senior Isaac Hernandez met Kirk when he spoke on campus last year.
The reason this organization started, the reason that Turning Point exists, the reason that so many doors have been opened to so many people, and he was the founder of it all, and now it's gone.
The controversial conservative activist was a staunch supporter of the Second Amendment, his death being called a political assassination. On Capitol Hill, House Speaker Mike Johnson called for a moment of silence.
The chair would ask that all members present in the chamber and those in the gallery please rise for a moment of prayer for Charlie Kirk and his family.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle speaking out against any form of political violence.
Enough of this. This is horrific. This is awful. And the assassination of Charlie Kirk risks an uncorking of political chaos and violence that we cannot risk in America.
We're honestly shocked. We're devastated, shocked, and angry. And those are just natural feelings.
Former President Joe Biden saying on X, there is no place in our country for this kind of violence. It must end now.
You as the governor should step out and say no.
No, and I appreciate. But
like, would you do something like that? Would you say no men and female sports?
Well, I think it's an issue of fairness.
Governor Gavin Newsom, who went head-to-head with Kirk during one of his podcasts earlier this year, rescheduled a live stream event following the news, saying on X, the attack on Charlie Kirk is disgusting, vile, and reprehensible. In the United States of America, we must reject political violence in every form.
Charlie Kirk leaves behind a wife and 2 young children under the age of 5. Again, he was just 31 years old. Micah?
Thank you, Carlos. Stay with KTLA for continuing coverage on the deadly campus shooting of Charlie Kirk as a manhunt for his killer intensifies. Coming up at 10:30, we dig deeper into America's political violence crisis. And for the latest anytime, head to KTLA.com or download the KTLA app.
Also tonight, a teenager who police say shot fellow students before turning the gun on himself at a high school in suburban Denver has died. The shooting was reported at Evergreen High School about 30 miles southwest of Denver. The suspect, armed with a handgun, is believed to have been a student at the school. One of the 2 students wounded in the attack is in critical condition. The other suffered what's described as non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators say the shooting took place inside and outside of the school in front of dozens of students.
A lot of work for us to do. After this, because we have kids who heard it, saw it, they were shocked. A lot of things we do with these kids.
Investigators are searching the student's home and locker for clues into the attack.
A 13-year-old boy is dead and 3 others wounded after a drive-by shooting Monday night in Santa Ana. According to a GoFundMe page set up by the family, the victim is identified as 13-year-old Adrian Torres. Police say just before 8:30 Monday night, Torres and a group of teenagers were on Susan Street when someone opened fire.
Like, it came down from that street, stopped right in front of them. It was a white car, that's all I could see. No warning, no nothing, just stopped. I don't even know if it was the driver, backseat, passenger. They just pulled out a gun. They shot 6 times exactly, if I'm not wrong. And then they just zoomed off.
Torres was pronounced dead at the scene. The other teenagers, ranging in age from 13 to 15, were taken to area hospitals and are expected to survive. The shooter is still on the run. Anyone with information is urged to call Santa Ana police.
The father of a child found unresponsive in a car in View Park is facing multiple charges. Sheriff's deputies from the Marina Del Rey station were called to Chanson Drive after a report about a child who was not breathing. Fire crews later pronounced the 1-year-old girl dead at the scene. Her father, 44-year-old Edwin Johnson, was arrested on suspicion of involuntary manslaughter and child neglect. It's unclear how the child died.
Cleanup continues tonight after dozens of cargo containers came crashing down into the port of Long Beach. Officials are looking into what caused the container